I got a text message today from a potential client lead. Pull it up here. Hello, Brian. We are getting married next year. We got your contact info from Dave Brown. That's Wavy Davy. Thanks, Wavy. We are hoping to have a DJ for 8 hours, from 4 to 12. We are planning on putting a pretty specific playlist together. Please let me know if you have that date available. When I read this text message and I take it at face value, I'm thinking a few things. First thing I'm thinking is, thank you, Wavy, for the lead. Second thing I'm thinking is, there's a reason Wavy sent this lead over because it's a long day, and he doesn't like doing long events. I don't either. I don't like doing anything over 6 hours for a gig either. It's a lot. How entertaining can you be, after 5 or 6 hours? And then I'm seeing a pretty specific playlist, and I'm like, oh man, at this point, why don't they just use Spotify or something? If they're going to tell me every song to play, fine, whatever. I texted him back, told him I had the date available, and sounds like you've got some pretty specific wants and needs. Let's talk. And I waited several hours, and I heard nothing back. And for a minute, I didn't care. This just doesn't sound like the gig for me. So I decided to call him eventually, about 5 hours later. And I talked to him first, and he pretty much said what the text message said. He's the one who sent it. He said, yeah, 8 hours. And we have a real specific playlist that we want you to play. So I said, well, at that point, maybe you're better off just using Spotify or something. Doesn't sound like I'll be doing much DJing. He says, well, let me have you talk to my fiance. He hands the phone over to her. Turns out that they're not looking for 8 hours of DJing. They're looking for ceremony and reception. So the ceremony apparently starts at 4. The reception is going to start closer to 6. That's typical stuff. So you're not like DJing for 8 hours. You're doing 2 different things, but I do that. I don't mind doing it. I like doing it. And as far as the playlist went, their plan was to have her cousin, who loves the music, take care of the music. And they were going to put together a Spotify list for the cousin to play so the cousin didn't kind of veer off anywhere. But they weren't sure how that was going to work out. They wanted the cousin to be able to be a part of the event. So they thought maybe they ought to reach out to a professional because they've never done this before and they'd like some help. Wow, what a turn of events. So it turns out that this client lead here would be somebody I'd love to work with, opposed to somebody I dread working with. Not only because they seemed super cool, but because they were very open to any suggestions that I threw out there. When I called, I wanted to listen. I wanted to hear them out. I wanted to hear where they were coming from, in their words, what they were looking for. I answered questions, but I really wanted to hear what they had to say, because it didn't quite sound the same on the text message. I got a very different impression of this potential client just by this. So I guess the lesson learned here for me anyway, and for you, and I've been in this position before, those knee-jerk reactions to emails and texts and even a first-time phone conversation aren't always 100% reflective of what you're up against. You got to dig a little deeper and find out where they're coming from. And the cool part is, I'm able to answer the questions they have. I'm able to offer some advice. I'm able to solve some problems they didn't even know they had with the questions that I answered for them, with the solutions that I came up with for them, services that I can provide. That it showed them that I'm a pro, and it put their mind at ease. Now I don't think they feel like they have to micromanage this anymore. I think they might have before. Maybe they've seen DJs out there who aren't 100% what they like. Maybe they've seen DJs who kind of do the same wedding every week. Not that they're bad, but they're just, I guess, typical. I'm a pro. But I didn't have to say, hey, I'm a professional DJ. They got that from our conversation. They got that from the questions that I was answering and from the solutions I was presenting to them. I think we'll be meeting soon. So, anyway, just a quick video for you. I don't know if you've ever been in that position before where you initially read something or see something or get asked to do something and it really is off-putting. But, once you get more information, maybe it's not so bad. If you've been in that position too, let me know in the comment section. Anyway, quick video for you today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you so much. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.